Hello the internet! It is Saturday the 7th of October 2023 and welcome back to the channel. Now, you know that Marty and I are deep in our planning stage of this mission from Sydney to Uluru, Ayers Rock, Alice Springs, the centre of the country, the big red rock. Well, I thought, what would we need to see? What would be good to see between Sydney and our final destination? So I thought we should do a stream while we look into that. Where we look into that. So that's what I'm doing today. And I'd like to get some tips from you, lovely yahoos. If you know of any place that needs to be seen, make sure I know about it. I'll keep a little scratch pad note. And what I've done is I bought a huge map. Hasn't arrived yet, but I bought a physical map of Australia. Marty's coming down in a couple of weeks. We're going to actually plot out our course. And we want to have, like draw a line from, well, we're going to start in Sydney at the Harbour Bridge and we're going to draw a line to where we're going to go the first night kind of thing and roughly sort of get a bit of an itinerary together. That'll, of course, include all the things we want to see and all the places we want to stop at. So that's the point of this stream. At this stage, I am on YouTube, but I see viewers on Twitch and I see viewers on Facebook and I see viewers on DLive. Hello, viewers on those platforms. If you want to chat with me, come on over to YouTube Machine. That's where this stream's going to live in its entirety. Just going back a step. The process, we talked about it last week, the process of getting some brands involved in this trip to essentially cover the cost of the Starlink mobility and the fuel cost. That's a process that I've allocated up until the end of January to have I want to have a result by the end of January. So where I'm at right now is gathering the concept and sort of nutting out the idea and getting it all solid. And then I'm also making a list of brands that I'm going to approach. But where we're at right now, the very common thread that has come back since the last stream and since talking about it with other people is that there needs to be a really good story that's involved in the pitch. And obviously the story is going to be hanging out or finding wild camel man Luke Campbell. That's going to be the big part of the pitch. It's like two city boys head into the center of the country hoping to track down loose cannon Luke Campbell and explore the center of Australia with a man who has the keys. He's part Aboriginal, he's wild, he's loose, and he's got stories coming out the wazoo. So we need to hook up with him to make this sellable, I believe anyway. To that effect, I've asked Luke if he'll be there, and he's there now, but whether he'll be in whether he'll be in the centre of Australia August, September 2024, anybody's guess. He could be anywhere, but that's going to be the idea of the pitch. I'm going to put together like maybe a 60-second, 1.5 minute video pitch. I'm going to tailor it to specific companies. I'm going to tweak the intro accordingly to whoever the company is. I'm going to hit my big ones up first, and then I'm going to hit the smaller ones that I think might be involved. That reminds me, there was one. There's a brand of energy drinks that I thought might be worth hitting up called Eliminate. I've got a little tab open up here with things we're going to look at. Let me just see if I can find this little wazoo. Eliminate, is it Elements? ELMT energy drinks. These are the guys. As I said it, I knew what I meant. LMNT. I spelt it wrong. It's spelled LMNT, so it's all abbreviated. Element, the best electrolyte. This could be a good brand to hit up, right? We're going to need to keep ourselves hydrated while we're out there in Australia. This could be a good brand to hit up. Do they deliver to Australia, though? Free shipping on all US orders. This could be a US only thing. There's a questions slot here. This could just be an Aussie thing, a US thing. What about if I go to a shopping cart? Your cart is empty. I'll just add something to a cart and see what happens. Add to cart. Checkout. So they got free shipping on all US orders. Shipping address, country. Yeah, US. Okay, so that's Canada and US only. So, okay, forget I even said that. Cancel that. But there could be other versions or equivalents of this kind of a brand in Australia that might want to team up and either contribute the entire amount or a part thereof. I just had that thought. I remember we were watching Toothboy, and he's endorsed by LMNT, and that's what got me thinking. Well, maybe they could. But anyway, I'll keep a screenshot of that. Screenshotted, and we'll come back to look for an Australian. Oh, I guess we could do it now, right? We're on the stream right now. What's the equivalent? Australian alternative to LMNT. There's got to be plenty of them, right? What's a good electrolyte supplement within Australia? As a Twitter subreddit. Get out of there. Get out of there. Himalayan pink salt and light salt. Okay. Musashi watermelon from Chemist Warehouse. Musashi. Pretty sure Element is available worldwide. Only if ordering online counts as worldwide. No, they didn't ship outside Canada or Australia. What's this? I've heard of this brand, Musashi Electrolytes Watermelon. Should we be looking at this brand? Supplements and sports medicines. I mean, it could be worth hitting them up, right? Energy drink. Protein cookies. Take 15% off your first order. Get out of there. You know what? Screenshot of that. Screenshot of that to keep me to keep my memory clear. Keep me reminding. So let's go back to what we're going to talk about today. What are the things that must be seen between the east coast of the country, in particular Sydney, beginning in Sydney, and I guess heading to Adelaide, because that's probably the route we're going to take. Sydney, Adelaide, whether we go down or whether we go across the mountains. Probably go the mountains, right? More than likely. Oh, we're probably going to go the mountains because we're going to go via Marty's friend's place in the Megalong. So we go out the west, we go through Bathurst, we head out that way, then we start heading south towards South Australia. We get to Adelaide, then we start heading north. Now, I've done that trip. Not that particular trip, but I've done a version of that trip 4 times. So I know stuff, but there's obviously a hell of a lot of other stuff that I don't know. So the point of this stream is to fill those blanks in. So over here, I've got a website called Emu Run Experience, the travel guide from Sydney to Uluru. Let's just see if this brings up anything notable. This article contains the best travel advice you'll find online for people wanting to travel from Sydney to Uluru, how to get there, options, Sydney distance, driving, blah, bling, blang, blang. About Uluru, previously called Ayers Rock. Lincoln Ayre, I believe, is the guy who named it. Uluru rose from the ocean more than 5 centuries ago to tower over the surrounding desert. That's not desert, that's deserts. The local Annugu, It's either Nangu or Annugu, or it's Anangu. Take your pick. The local people, I got to learn how to say it though, because we're going to be saying it, right? I'm going to say Anangu. The local Anangu people say that ancestor spirits created the natural rock during the dreaming, along with the surrounding water holes and springs. Now, these are obviously places we want to investigate, the local water holes and springs. Fast forward to the present, and sacred ceremonies are still held in the caves of this celebrated landmark. That's another thing too. Not being Aboriginal, I'm not allowed to go onto the rock. However, Luke Campbell is Aboriginal, or part thereof, so he may have access, you know, the golden ticket, if you like. He might have access not just to there, but places that no other white man can go unless accompanied by a local. This could be a very good thing to have, right? This could be like the greatest tour guide ever. That's why it's important that we connect on this mission. But he is Captain Loose. That's his nickname, right? Captain Loose. He might not be there. Just because he's there now doesn't mean he's going to be there forever. I will reach out again and see what his plans are loosely, but we'll see. Captain Loose. Over the years, hundreds of thousands of global visitors have trekked through the rocky formations, gazed at the stars, and learnt about the culture of the local Ananangu people. Tourists used to climb the Uluru Rock, but this was banned in 2019 to honour the wishes of the traditional custodians. How to get there? Fly? Road trip? We're doing a road trip, so they're all going from, what's that, Victoria, Melbourne, out to Adelaide? Yeah, they're going from Melbourne to Adelaide, South Australia, Adelaide, and they're up they go. Sydney to Uluru is far. It's too far to walk from the airports. Driving. Directly, it's 28,038 kilometers, 29 hours. But if you're going to do what we're doing, you want to take your time. Roughly 4 hours driving, 4 days of driving consistently. We're not going to do it like that. We're going to go nice and slow. It takes 3 to 4 days to drive from Sydney to Uluru, depending on how many breaks you take. Since you're going to get all this effort, you might as well have a road trip you won't forget. Why not stretch out the journey and enjoy some of the destinations along the way? Bingo, bango, bingo. Before you set out, make sure your car is in good condition, filled with handy supplies like drinking water and a thermos of coffee. Bingo! The quickest route between Sydney and Uluru is on a road that's completely sealed. You do not need a four-wheel drive. Of course, if you're going out that way, you do want a four-wheel drive because there's going to be places that aren't on the main road. I'm not going to look at their fuel costing because ours is going to be different. There's a map. When driving, here are some destinations on your way. Okay. The Blue Mountains, of course. Yes, that's a little sidestep right from Sydney. Dubbo, 280 kilometres, 3 hours from Sydney. Please don't drive past Dubbo without spending time at the Western Plains Zoo. Okay, so this is a little bit lousy. White Cliffs. Wow, okay. Distance from Dubbo to White Cliffs. There will be zero doubt you're in the outback when you pull into this small remote town surrounded by red dusty sand. This could be our first stop, folks. 650, it could be our second stop. This is where the gem lovers come to find opals. Who knows, you might get lucky. It's one of the only places in the world that has white opal. Population is small, many people live underground, so it's like Coober Pedy. It's not quite Coober Pedy. White Cliffs Hotel provides clean and comfortable bing bong bang. Let's go and have a look at White Cliffs. Dubbo. White Cliffs. Let's take a look. Oh, dude, we're going there for sure. Look at this. That looks rad. Yo, Dalski, what it do? How you doing, Dale? Good to see you, man. We're just looking at some rough places that I wouldn't mind stopping at on our mission to Uluru, and we think we found if our first stop is going to be in the Blue Mountains, the second stop might just be a short jaunt past there to the White Cliffs in New South Wales. I thought I heard something. That could be good to look at. Look at these lovely images. Okay, let's go to Google. White Cliffs Dubbo. Images. Okay, so there's not a lot there. There's a campground. Here's a YouTube channel, White Cliffs Winji Campground. Okay. I need to Cool. It sounds like the trip will be pizza for the eyes and tonic for the soul. Speaking of tonic for the soul, should I get a beer here? It's Saturday afternoon. Should I get a homebrew? Be more fun with a homebrew, right? Kicking back with a homie. think I'm going to get a homebrew. Should I get a homebrew? Let me know if I should go and get a homebrew. I think I'm going to go and get a homebrew. It's confirmed then. I'll go and get a homebrew. Be right back. Silly question! Exclamation drink. Homebrew. It's not actually that cold. I only put them in the fridge. Well, not long enough ago. Earlier, about 40 minutes ago. Should be cold. By the way, I have some good news. Suki is returning. Ah, that's good news. Hell yeah. Is she returning to DLive or kick.com skins? Suki, if you're watching this at all, happy to have you back wherever it is you're coming back to. Not exactly sure what happened, but I guess, you know, you keep that to yourself if you need to, if you wanted to, understandably. To DLive. Oh, okay. Very cool. Dugski, how you doing, man? Go a touch further and check out Kings Canyon. Hell yeah, dude. Kings Canyon has been on my to-do list for a long time, man. Pretty much when I lived in Adelaide, I was like, Kings Canyon, Kings Canyon, Kings Canyon, never went. But I'm definitely putting that. That's between, well, we'll find out, but if I understand correctly, it's between Alice and the Rock, right? It's between it's not far from Alice Springs, but the misconception is that you can jump from Alice to the Rock. It's a 5-hour drive between the two. But if I understand correctly, Kings Canyon is a short jaunt out of Alice, and then you continue on if you want to go to the Rock. I think anyway, but definitely putting that in my list. We're only, as far as we go right now in terms of plotting out a course, we're only at Dubbo right now. We're looking at the White Cliffs in Dubbo. I've only ever heard of the White Cliffs of Dover. It's not far, 250 k's. So yeah, a short jaunt out of Alice. Yeah. That's a good brew. I'm definitely going to hit that up. But as it stands right now, we are looking at these White Cliffs in Dubbo. There is a YouTube channel here. What I should do, should I start a, because I'm going to use an Apple phone, right? Should I bring up Maps? Let me just do this off screen just in case it comes up with a Yahoo. Should I start putting in a course, like a trip itinerary in Apple Maps or Google Maps? I mean, we're going to bring a physical map, but it would be good to have it digital and then transpose it to the physical just so that we can pull that map out and go, you are here. I guess I can bring this up, right? I guess I could bring this up. If I just go here, Sydney, we're going to begin at the Harbour Bridge. Technically, it's Dawes Point. We're going to begin our road trip and stream, because don't forget, this is going to be live streamed. This whole thing's going to be live streamed. That's the plan. That's why we're getting brands involved. It's going to cost a lot of money. but we're getting brands involved to live stream this entire trip, beginning at the Sydney Harbour Bridge, overlooking the Opera House, and we'll be getting in our vehicle, go van, and driving from there. So why don't I make new... I've never done this. No, there's my guides. By Demons Be Driven New Zealand tour. That one can close. Let's create a new guide then. File, new... Edit. No. There we go. New guide. Okay, this is going to be called... What are we going to call this trip? In Search of Captain Loose. I want to visit Telluride, Colorado next year. Telluride. Telluride. That sounds cool. So the first place we're going to add to this is going to be add a place. Sydney Harbour Bridge. Save it there. Dunskins. Second place is going to be, I guess we're going to add a new place. It's going to be the Blue Mountains. I suppose we're staying up there for one night. Blue Mountains. Just add that in. Now, does that come up as a trip? Yeah. Oh, okay. Change to date added. Oh, what? It's backwards. That's Okay, I thought that would be in the order that you added it. Yes, it is. Why doesn't it? Apple. Okay. Either way. There's our trip thus far. Sydney Harbour Bridge. Do a lap of Mount Panorama in Bathurst. Should we do that for the stream, dude? How do you... That's actually a pretty interesting point. Can you do that, dude? Let's can you do a lap of Mount Panorama racetrack? You can. Mount Panorama was first and foremost a scenic drive. Although it's considered Australia's most famous racing track, it is actually a public road. Oh shit, really? Which a number of lucky residents live on. However, being such an iconic landmark in this country, it's no surprise the car enthusiasts book out the track. I did not know that, dude. Okay, well, we're doing a lap. We're doing a lap. We're doing a freaking lap. Obviously, during racing events, it's closed off to the public, but we'll probably be there when it's not a racing event. You can do a lap. We're doing... Okay. I'm going to make a little sticky note here. A simple sticky note, right? A new sticky note. I'm going to make it large so that you yahoos can seize it. How am I going to share this? I've got a lot of sticky notes here. I want to open up that one only. Oh, you can't do that. I'll just keep it to myself then. Okay, but my sticky note starts with... Ah, shit! My sticky note starts with Harbour Bridge. These are all ideas. Harbour Bridge. Blue Mountains. Blue Mountains. And then do a lap of Mount Panorama. And then onto White Cliffs of Dubbo. So this is cool. We're doing this. We're doing it live. We're plotting a course live to the machine so that we can all follow along with it. I love it. Raceway view in the passenger window. Yeah, definitely. Hey, John Foster. John Foster, how you doing, John? Can't miss Menindee Lake on the way to Broken Hill. All right, dude. All right. I'm glad you're in here. By the way, hello. Welcome to the stream. Let me just put that into the search machine. Menindee Lake. Menindee Lake. Menindee Lakes. Menindee Lakes. Menindee Lakes are 110 kilometers southeast of Broken Hill in outback New South. Broken Hill is 1,000 kilometers west of Sydney via the Great Western Highway. Can you swim in the Menindee? The lakes are a popular spot for all water sports, including skiing, jet skis, sailing, canoeing, and swimming. Let's take a look. Let's go to the Google machine. First of all, we got that. I'll add that to my, where is my, let me just make sure this doesn't come up. I've got I got a stickies notes here. Stickies? Okay, cool. It opened up here. Add this to my list. Menindee Lakes. That's going to be, this is cool, man. I'm glad we're getting this selective options. Menindee Lakes. Cool. Let's go to the Google machine. We'll come back to the White Cliffs of Dubbo. We'll go to Google again. Menindee Lakes. Menindee Lake. Let's take a look at the images. Ooh. That looks beautiful. That's zoomed in a little too much. Oh, look at that. Interesting. They're blue. Dude, that looks lovely. That looks beautiful. I'm going to definitely camp out there. This makes me want to be a landscape photographer. Silverton near Broken Hill is where they filmed Mad Max. I guess I'll put that in my list. Silverton, a village in New South Wales. Looks cool. Mad Max Museum. Mundy Lookout. The Silverton Jail and Historic Museum. Keep it down. Look at that. We're going to definitely go there. Camel riding, eh? Fits in with the theme. The John Dinan Gallery. Dude, it looks like a pretty remote town, folks. Let's put it in the list. Mad Gives. Let's add this to the list. Silverton. For Mad Max 2. Just throwing ideas out. You and Marty can cull. Yeah, of course. We'll more than likely we'll hit all these, but the idea is to explore, right? I want to go back and look at the White Cliffs of Dubbo though. There was a YouTube channel here I saw. Camping on a budget, Coonabarabran golf course, free camping. Coonabarabran? Aussie nomad destinations. Let's take a look at this. What's this game? This is an ad. It's not playing anyway. Refresh your trousers.
Welcome to Oz Nomad Destinations. Follow us as we caravan our way around Australia. This is Ed and I'm Beck and we're finding...
Hello Ed, hello Beck. The topography in Oz is very interesting. Looks like another planet. Dude, and yeah, for sure. It's going to be extremely different for all you non-Australian viewers. Are you secretly a damned alien? I'm a damned human.
You the best free and budget camp spots Oz has to offer. Fishing, crabbing and hiking our way through this awesome country. For notifications, click subscribe and hit the bell and that will keep you up to date.
Where are they going? Coonabarabran. Dubbo, Wellington, Molong. Could hook up with Osty. Dubbo has the best open range zoo in Australia, but might not be your style. We went there when the kids were young. Western Plains Zoo, yeah. I don't know if I want to go to a zoo. I don't know if I want to be going to a zoo, to be honest. I mean, we're going to see a lot of wildlife out there on the road as it is. I don't know if a zoo is going to be high on the list, but...
South we go, and it's getting colder as we go.
Tonight we're staying at the Coonabarabran Golf Course. I spotted this park as we drove into town yesterday afternoon. It was so pretty. I got my butt out of bed early this morning to go grab some photos. So we've just arrived at Coonabarabran and we have finally got to the autumn colours. Does
Nice.
it get any more beautiful than this?
Coonabarabran.
It's just a beautiful park. The tree colours are insane and I am very happy to be here.
So August is for you what? Early spring? August is the last month of winter. September is the first month of spring. No. Yes. September is the first month of spring. So wait a second. This is a golf course? Huh?
After grabbing a bottle of milk from the IGA, I headed home to see if Ed was up.
So it'll be still chilly. It'll be cooler nights and warmer days. Don't forget, if you go in the heat of summer, you're in the centre of Australia at possibly the worst time of the year. So you want to be on the tail end. Well, that's what Captain Luce told me. You want to come out? He said the best time to come is August.
The golf course is just on the edge of town. It's super quiet. You need to be self-contained. It's a free camp at the back of the golf club. It's a little uneven, so you'll need your ramps. They just ask for you to have a drink each afternoon. We went to dinner. They have a Chinese restaurant. So off we went. They were pretty good meals, and they were huge. We had enough for lunch the next day as well.
Okay, so there's a free campsite. I mean, what I'll do is we'll keep watching, but I will put this in my little listy tist. Coonabarabran Golf Course free camping. I will obviously be using the WikiCamps app, which will give us plenty of options around the place for camping and whatnot. But remember I told you I have relatives in South Florida. You told me, yeah, you did. I thought you lived there, though. I thought you were living there. By the way, have you noticed this little change that YouTube have made to their embed? It's got little rounded corners. It looks suave.
There were dogs and cats, so pets are allowed. We went for a drive out to the Wollongong National Park. We were driving around the camp.
What? That looks amazing. There are trees there called Australian pine. Now I realise the name. Yeah, I live there. Australian pine or Norfolk pine? It might have been the Norfolk pine, which we've imported from Norfolk Island. You lived there for a year. Yeah, okay. That looks nice.
When the mountain lit up with the afternoon sun, it was just stunning. Then we ran into a herd of goats with babies. They're so cute.
What's this national park called again? Warrumbungle National Park. I'm getting there's so many things our options here. Warrumbungle National Park. That's in my list. You got it.
We went for a drive out to the Wollongong National Park. We were driving around the camp when the mountain lit up with the afternoon sun. It was just stunning. Then we ran into a herd of goats with babies. They're so cute. And all covered in prickles. So many people out there camping. It's a stunning park. How's the fence in the front of this?
This is turning into an 8-week venture. That's Doug. That's what we allocated. We've allocated 8 weeks, potentially 9 weeks. Yeah, that's what we said. We said we should be looking at a minimum. I said a minimum of 7. Marty said 8, and then we quickly moved it to possibly 9. Now Marty has also made. There may be. He might have to come back early. Then I might be coming back by myself or with somebody else.
Property. So many wagon wheels. So much
wagon
work.
Wheel. The mountains are surreal, weird shapes. Yeah, that's Australia. Dude, what the hell? Sandstone caves, cool.
The next day we headed to Sandstone Caves. It's about 35 kilometres north of Coonabarabran in the Pilliga National Park. Off we go. It's a 1.7 kilometre walk, and it's pretty easy going.
What's it like coming back, though? What an awesome trip this is going to be. Totally. It's going to be fun, man. I'm going to share it with all of you guys.
There are toilets about 100 metres up the track.
Of course, let me just interject. There will be times when we can't be sharing content, such as this kind of thing, right? If you're going to get out of GoVan and start walking, and you're in a place with no 4G coverage, there's no stream, right? You can't take the Starlink mobility hardware hiking. It's a permanent fixture to the vehicle. I can stream from the car park and from the area, but when it comes time to actually going on the walk, I'll obviously assess whether there's 4G in the area, but if there's no 4G, then there's no stream at that point, or the stream stays on, but it's in the car park. So there'll be times when we're away from GoVan that the stream will come with if there's 4G, and if no 4G, the stream will just stay where it is. Question, how did the Aboriginals arrive in Australia initially? How long ago? I don't know how long ago, but the story goes when the land was known as Gondwana land, when all the continents, all the consonants were pushed together and they broke apart. Apparently, Papua New Guinea and the islands like East Timor and those islands, they were closer to the mainland of Australia, and you could jump across in canoes and whatnot, and they came across in handmade canoes, let's just say. Man-made canoes, apparently, according so.
Caves, very interesting. There was so much to look at. It took us ages to get through the walk. There were little caves and holes and crevices everywhere. The path was pretty good, and there was a few steps and a few rocks, etc. to step over.
You have to think that was a waterfall.
That was
The
cool.
colours in the sandstone were amazing. Pinks and yellows and blues and greens.
By the way, should I also add this? Every single one of my Saturday streams from now on until this trip is going to be about the trip. I reckon anyway. Unless something major happens on the internet that we're going to cover, these streams will be dedicated to, getting hyped up for and talking about the process, the steps that we've taken to get this trip underway. It's interesting how some cultures stayed primitive while others developed technology. Yeah, that's a good point. True.
What it's for? Grooves. Oh, right, that's the go.
I'm not sure how this rock was formed, but it did have some pretty unusual curves and formations in the stone. Some holes looked like there was animals living in them.
It's got to
There
be
were lots
water.
of footprints going into the caves.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
Then we reached the lookout that looks over the Pilliga. This national park is 90 kilometres by 70 kilometres, or 840,000 hectares, with 2,000 kilometres of walking trails. It all links together with the Wallumbungles and the Mount Caputa National Park. We spotted these droppings and we weren't sure what they're from.
Wombat. Square poo,
National
wombat.
Park. We spotted these droppings and we
Wombat. Wombats do square poos.
weren't sure what they're from. If you know, leave it in the comments.
Are you coming back via Victoria? Pop in and see Charlotte, and yours truly might make it 10 weeks. If I come back by myself, well, the stream... Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I hadn't really considered what the return will look like, because if I'm by myself, it'll be a little bit lousier, maybe. Might pick up some backpackers and do some... We'll see. Via Victoria could be an option, though.
I would love to know. We think it might have been goats, but not 100% sure. Whatever it is, I reckon it lives in this cave, up there in that hole. Ed found this line of itchy grubs. You could see the trail they'd left in the sand. I think at some stage water must have flown through here.
Two of
For
the
sure.
caves had steel cages over the entrances that had Aboriginal artwork in them. The cages had gaps in them to let the bats in and out of the caves.
Wow.
There were carved emu and kangaroo feet in the stone in this cave. These caves are really well worth the look. Make sure you take note and visit it. You'll find it on Wiki's camps.
Cave painting, right on. Right on. Let's take an ad, or let me add that to my Warrumbungle National Park, in brackets, Sandstone Caves. Done. Added to the list. Dunskins.
40 kilometres west is the picnic grounds and the sculptures in the scrub walk. Off we set on the dirt road, but it was in pretty good condition.
Sculptures in the sand.
When we arrived, there were picnic tables, barbecues and toilets at the grounds. We had a bite to eat and
Heck
set
yeah.
off to check out the sculptures. The path was pretty good with a few steps. We did the ridge walk. There is a circuit that runs along the ridge and then down into the gorge. The sculptures were really good. They were really professional. I'm not sure what I'd expected, but I was pleasantly surprised. I suppose I was thinking they're going to be a bit like the animals on the bike sculptures. These were beautiful.
I don't know if I'm interested in that.
So we are at the Pilliga National Park.
I don't know. I'd rather see natural formations instead of some man-made crap. Where's Skipper? He's been away from keyboard a while now. Kind of concerned. He was with us last week, wasn't he? He was with us last week.
And we're doing the sculptures in the forest walk. Actually, I think it's called Sculptures in the Scrub, but don't quote me.
There were storyboards to say what each artist was thinking as they did their sculptures and what they were made from.
I might have missed it. Yeah, he was with us last week, I think. Or was that the week before? I think it was last week.
How they got these two marble statues up here
Henhouse
is
hasn't been on
beyond
for a
me.
while.
They are massive. They must have helicoptered them in. Watch out for the snake.
Snake's alive. We might skip over this. This bit's a bit, meh. Blizzard Fields Campground.
The next day we headed to Dubbo. We found this awesome campgrounds on Wikis. It said it was near the airport. Some of the reviews said you could hardly hear the planes. So off we went thinking we'll give it a go.
Good point, Doug. Why are these things spoiling the view? That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't want to go to like a national park to see sculptures and shit. I want to go to the national park to see nature.
And if it's too noisy, we'll move on. Morning. So we have arrived in Dubbo. We are here for the next 4 days. We are staying at the Blizzard Field private campgrounds. It's $20 a night for a powered site. And while we're here and in Dubbo, we're going to show you around.
Human arrogance. I love it, Dale. So there'll be times when Marty and I will probably pull into a paid campsite, but majority of it will be free camping. So this is pretty early in the piece. We probably won't be staying at this place.
The first morning I got up to get this footage and it was so cold, even the grass was frozen.
Well,
There
that's
is
not
power hookup.
frozen.
There is water on site, but you need to fetch it. There's no hookup. There's a laundry and a book exchange.
Oh, the other thing too, I forgot to tell you. I can probably show it to you. Got it right here. I'll bring it out. Stay right here. Stay right there. Let me go and get this. This is for the trip. I got this. This is a what it says, a mounted ensuite single. This is a shower that mounts to Govan. That mounts to GoVan, and then what goes on the back or on top of that or on the ground next to it, depending on how you mount it, is this thing. Let me show you. This thing. Hot water. I don't know how well you can see that. The Nomad hot tap hot water system gas. Oh, it's pretty heavy. I just got to put it down. Gas powered hot water system for camping. One of the essentials when out on the road is getting a shower. And you can bring the shower water up from the creek. Yeah, you can pump the water up from the creek into the shower, and then you've got yourself a hot shower for the night. Shower stream, get the ladies all hot and bothered. We may do shower streams. We might do hot tub streams out in scenic areas. Classic. Classic.
No toilets or showers, you need to have them on board. You can get some fresh eggs. And the planes, well, you could hear them in the distance, but they were really quiet. It's very surprising.
Shower cubicle, walk out with a small towel, Doug. Right, you know the drill.
7 p.m. and the first one comes in about 6 a.m. But to be honest, you can really only hardly hear them. We were really surprised. When you get there, you grab an envelope, put your cash in it, and drop it in the slot.
Cash?
They do have 2 really big dogs, so no pets or kids. And they do gas refills.
Who takes cash? So this is now turning into a, I don't know, we saw, I don't know, I think we saw what we wanted to see from this video. Here's another reserve, Bourne Crest Conservation Reserve. Why is that not playing?
Three kilometres further south, we arrived at Bournor Reserve. We are heading to the Arch Cave. It's only a 700-metre loop walk.
So we are at the Bournor Crest Conservation Reserve and we are about to walk to the Arch Cave. Wish us luck.
Bournor. Not boring, it's Bournor. I'm going to put that in brackets as well. Bournor Cave. Bournor Caves. Dude, there's going to be so much to see out here, right? We're going to be flat out.
Reserve, and we are about to walk to the Arch
Charlotte
Cave.
will donate to that.
Wish us luck.
Shower streams
to
in
do the loop, you have to do
desert.
a bit of a rock scramble. The creek runs through the cave.
That looks cool. That looks like New Zealand.
And that way it's just there. Yeah. But you have to climb over the rocks when you get up there. I suppose once you get there, you can easily just come back. It's only 100 metres. The water there goes in underneath the cave.
Huh.
Make sure you bring a torch so you can climb over the rocks. It gets a bit muddy, so wear good shoes.
It's huge. How cool is this? I can hear the echo. Cool.
That is pretty
The
cool.
whole area is
Have a
only
swim
100
there.
metres, maybe 200 metres from the car park. It's fairly impressive. It's free entry. You just walk in and do as you like.
That's so cool, Ed.
We decided we would possibly do the rock scramble. So we did.
I'll let you just have a quick look and see if you think it's going to be too difficult.
They don't look like the kind of people that would do a rock crawl. Benon, it's awesome that you're doing all this while you're still relatively young. Too many people wait till retirement. Yeah, right. I'm still young. Thank you, Dale. 48. Retirement's too late. Yeah, I feel like we're at a good age to do this for sure.
The track goes down
Wow.
into the cave to the side of the creek, and it's
Wow.
fairly dark, and then up through that gap there on the right.
Dude, definitely going to go and see this. That looks sick. I'm putting this in the definite list. Boronora Caves, do the rock scramble. Water through the cave looks rad. This is going to be an awesome trip. We're only a few hundred kilometers out of Sydney at this point.
You climb up through there and then down the other side. It's pretty easy going if you pick your track.
So we are at Arch Cave and it is stunningly beautiful. Now we just have to climb back out again.
There are so many amazing places in this country. The last
For
3
sure.
weeks have been insane.
Living the dream. Right then.
Take a good first aid kit. That's one thing I got to buy. I haven't got one for GoVan. So yes, definitely. You know what? Let's get a screen tab shot skis first aid kit. Not the Swedish band. First aid kits. I got to buy one for sure, dude. Definitely got to buy one. Definitely. We've got a few tabs open here. We'll get to them though. I'm keen. We're still watching this guy.
Oh my God, this is so beautiful. We are sneaking up on crimson rosellas, but we're noisy and we missed them.
Okay, you need to stick that one on your list because it is well worth the walk. It's only about 200 metres on a bit of a rock scramble, but it's awesome.
There's a large picnic area with toilets, tables, bins and barbecues.
Be a good spot for lunch.
So that's us for today. We are heading home. Not sure what we're doing tomorrow, but we're hanging around.
Looks like a cool spot. What else have we got? The country show. Okay, we don't need to see that. Let's move on. Let's close that tab, Skins. Or I'll give you the little linky here if you want to check out the Aussie Nomad Destinations channel. This is their channel in the chat there. Let's move on. We got that. White Cliffs. We were looking at this. The White Cliffs of Dubbo. We saw that video. Where are the White Cliffs of Dubbo? Are we going to check this out? I mean, it sounds intriguing. White Cliffs. The first image looked the best. This thing here. White Cliffs, Outback, New South Wales. White Cliffs. Welcome to a rich, unforgettable outback experience. White Cliffs is full of character, underground houses, hotels that provide bling, 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 bling. Rare opals. Okay. From where are the cliffs? Okay. I mean, that looks rad from above. Ever seen images of Cappadocia in Turkey? No. No, but I won't be driving there. Okay, White Cliff highlights. White Cliffs highlights. Paru Darling National Park. Old Coach Road Drive. Okay, so it repeats itself. So there's two things to see around the area. Paru Darling National Park. Wilcannia. Some baby emus. Okay. Get a screen. I'll get a copy of that. Put that in my list of things potentially to check out. Paro Darling National Park, Skins. The Old Coach Road Drive. This short drive takes in the ruins of the Rockholes Hotel. It was built to accommodate passing trade between two towns. as well as spectacular rock formations like Wanukanu and Split Rock. Along the drive, you'll find great spots for viewing kangaroos, wallaroos, and emus. After a 10-kilometre drive to the end of the road, you'll see the Split Rock is 3-kilometre walk from the car park. Okay. Where is the view? Okay. Potential to see that as well. Let's close that. We saw that. Okay, so we were going to go back and look at Menindee Lakes. Menindee, this is a bit further away, but obviously we will check it. Menindee Lakes. Let's take a look. Top 10 things to do in Menindee. Menindee Lakes. I'm telling you, research the geological formations before the trip, then you'll appreciate what you're experiencing. The geological formations? Exactly what does that mean? Like how the landforms were made? Is that what you're saying, Dale? Menindee Lakes looks rad though. Let's take a look at videos, Menindee Lakes. The history and politics save Menindee Lakes. So there's some pretty hardcore flooding 2 years ago. Let's take a look at this.
A tiny outback town near Broken Hill is enjoying a quite remarkable comeback as billions of litres of water flow into its lakes and rivers. It's not only enticing wildlife, tourists are travelling in droves to see the wonder for themselves.
Life returning to our dead outback. Menindee Lakes in the far west, a postcard view of thriving nature. But just months ago, a heartbreaking snapshot of the drought at its worst.
Pelicans inland? Pelicans? What the hell, dudes? Hold on a second. Menindee Lakes. Dude, look how far inland this is. Oh. Menindee Lakes. That's on the list. That's amazing to have pelicans that far inland. Let me just add another location to this. In search of Captain Loose. Add a new place. Menindee Lakes Park. Add that to the Captain Loose trip. Dunskies. Yeah, wow, that's amazing.
Now those dramatic floods in the state's north and Queensland back in March have finally driven life-giving torrents of water soaking the bone-dry, cracked earth. It's a sight for sore eyes for sheep farmer Brendan Cullen, who's now swapped his Akubra for a swimming cap. All this water is driving a unique ambition for Brendan to swim the English Channel next year.
Shit.
Basically, I just had this epiphany, and I thought, well, why not have a crack,
But for so long, the lakes next to his sheep station were no place to train.
The water level was that low. I was hitting fish constantly. In fact, I was swimming one day and a fish went in my mouth.
Now he's got a backyard swimming pool and the conditions are perfect. A little too perfect. This lake is colder than the actual channel.
I'm thankful that there's plenty of water here at the moment.
Right now, the Menindee Lakes are holding enough water to fill Sydney Harbour twice, just over half of their capacity. Birds are returning. The lakes are full of juvenile fish in this vast inland sea where the
I wonder if she'll be there when we get there. Oh, you!
outback has come back to life. Menindee has become an oasis, luring wildlife and tourists.
We thought we would just explore the area and have a look at the lakes.
It's just magic.
At the peak of the drought, Graham McCrabb shocked us all into realising how bad it was. He revealed those terrible mass fish kills in the Darling River and downstream from Menindee Lakes.
Certainly it's very depressing day after day to look over the bank and see a dry riverbed.
The experts say all this water will be here for a couple of years.
I think just to have that confidence going forward.
So it's doing great for our little town with a lot of tourists.
And that means a lot of hope for locals, farmers and visitors alike after at least 5 years of despair. Emily O'Brien, 7 News.
We'll definitely put that on our... Hey, wow, still got more. We'll definitely put that on our list.
Hundreds of tourists come down, and the other part that's come with that is the golden perch. So it's the home of golden perch in the Menindee Lake system, and there's millions of tiny golden perch fingerlings there now that we're hoping will help re-inhabit the whole of the Murray-Darling Basin, to be honest. Golden perch is probably the most sought after.
You hear that? My homebrew crackling. Drought is so bad in Louisiana, there's saltwater intrusion occurring in New Orleans. I'm not sure what saltwater intrusion means.
Fish caught in the Murray-Darling Basin. It's the first fish of most people that fish in this system. They would catch a golden perch as their first one, and certainly it's a very important food source and protein source for communities, Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal people right along the whole Darling really, but probably the Murray as well, but certainly along the Darling it makes up a huge part of the protein supply for those communities. So obviously we've had a little bit of rain here the last couple of days, but prior to that it's been a while. But to have water come back into lakes gives town water security, not just us but other towns as well. So I think just to have that confidence going forward that there's water in the lakes, that the small amount of irrigation that it continues to hold on here for a few years with water up their sleeve and just stocking domestic water. Certainly it's very depressing day after day to look over the bank and see a dry riverbed. So to alleviate that level of stress straight away is a good thing. So up to March when the rain came in Maureen and fell in the basin, it was pretty dire here, and we were...
This must be the outtakes. Saltwater from the ocean intruding into the freshwater supply. Oh, wow. Okay, so therefore fish die. Freshwater
certainly
fish.
Looking at a really similar set of events leading up to the fish kills of 18. So we were in the same window again. So I think everyone was really on edge and nervous. And yeah, certainly it is depressing to see dry riverbeds and to be dealing with that case coming forward again. So yeah, to see this water coming now, it's the exact opposite of what we had, February, March this year. So no, it's exciting, and you can see it bounce in people's step around the street. So lots more smiles. If you start to look at 100+ people a day coming through our community, it's fuel and it's counter lunches, it's groceries at the supermarket.
Well, we'll definitely contribute to that, dude. We'll come through your town and hang out for a few days, shoot some live content, kick back by the lake, enjoy the local gardening, the local yokels. Yeah, we'll definitely love to hang out there for a while. Yeah, fish die. Humans must find another source of drinking water. Yeah, man. Saltwater intrusion. Interesting.
It's stuff from the chemist. So all of that stuff is really important, and it keeps the town ticking over, and it's direct employment for the town at that point then as well.
And all these caravans as well.
Amazing number of caravans, isn't it? You'd wonder, you hear about the delays in caravans being built, but yeah, to see how many are coming in here at the moment.
Have a browsing or two, yeah, of course.
The attention of the
Dugski.
National media, if not some international media, but you look at our national parks. We've got Mungo National Park just down from here, Moodawinji, the Brewarrina Fish Trap.
And a brewski.
Oldest man-made structure in the world. There's a great tour to be done out through the far western New South Wales, and obviously with COVID, that's certainly assisted in people focusing more on our backyard. And I think the surprise of the lakes is most people that look at Lake Menindee and the other lakes at the expanse and just how exciting it is to see that in the middle of the outback. The novelty of seeing water flow into those lakes doesn't really wear off though. Like yesterday, I was really keen to take you down and have a look there. I actually wanted to have a look at the water flowing in through the gates myself. Up till mid-March, we didn't think you'd see water in there again this year. So to be able to experience that time and time again, I reckon I've been out there 30 or 40 times. I'm still happy to see the water flowing in through in the Menindee Inlet. So yeah, no, it doesn't.
Menindee Inlet. Menindee. That's the town that Marty and I went through to get to Lake whatever, where we went camping.
It doesn't really wear off a hell of a lot, to be honest. Different reasons maybe.
Well, this is part of the big trip that we're doing from the on the Darling River Run.
Dude, that's lovely lighting on that guy. Far out, that looks rad.
And we've come down from Burke and hoping to get down to Wentworth, so where the river meets the Murray, and take in all the exciting things at the moment, especially now that the lake is it's filled and it's showing that what can happen in this area once we get a bit of rain up in Queensland and northern New South Wales. So we've virtually just followed it down and just having a lot of fun. Well, it opens up, and the bird life and that is starting to come back. The life of the actual seagulls you've got here, you've got pelicans and that here, that are usually on the coast or down south on the coast.
That's what I said.
But they're around here now, and the fish life is starting to come back. So there's food and that for the actual that wildlife. There's a few kangaroos that are actually coming back there, and later on I believe that the emus will start moving in again, because most of the food has been deleted from it and the actual pastures.
That must have just been the full edit, the outtakes. That's cool, man. Yeah, John Forrester, who came in and said, go and check that out. Appreciate that, Johnskis. We'll definitely. That's on the list. Did I add it to the list? Yeah. Is it on the list? Yeah, Menindee Lakes. Water. What was going to remind me? Water in the lakes for the first time since ever. Since forever. Definitely. Menindee Lakes. So we also were looking at where were we? Over here. Watch this before you go to Uluru. Okay. Wait, Brisbane, Uluru, Cooper Pedy, Brisbane. No, we're not doing that. Instead, we drove from Sydney to Uluru in 8 days. Here's the best places to stop in the Red Centre.
Hi, welcome to our trip from Sydney to Uluru.
Oh, they did it in a van too. Cool.
We have travelled all the way from Sydney to Uluru, and we're kind of in Uluru at the moment.
How did you and Marty meet? We've told this story before. We worked together at the library. He came in, I'd already done 2 contracts, and he came in on the 3rd contract as an additional photographer. I remember the day that he got introduced to me. I was in Studio 1, the main one, and he came in and I was watching or busy listening to something, and I was a little bit like, okay, dude, I'm busy listening to my podcast and working here. But he ended up being really cool, and we chatted for quite a while. I remember now. Yeah, we've told the story before, but we'll tell it again on stream. But here we go. Did he whack her in the face? I don't think he did he? Let's see.
Hi, welcome to our trip from Sydney to Uluru.
We have travelled all the way from Sydney to Uluru, and we're kind of in Uluru at the moment. Welcome to our journey from Sydney to Uluru.
Come along with us for the ride for the 3 weeks living in our Toyota Tarago and working on the road. We hope you enjoy. Power move.
They're nervous.
Where are we?
I don't know. Dubbo and RMA.
Where are we? Broken Hill. Port Augusta.
We are in the middle of nowhere.
Glendambo.
We are in Cooper Pedy. An hour from Adelaide.
Bulgara pub.
We are officially in Uluru. Ormerton Gorge is what I'm going to go with. AutoFit 88 in Alice Springs, West McDonald's Range.
In Wagga.
Okay. So interesting here, we've got a cute couple, right on, cute couple, cute girl. This is going to be intriguing because they're in a vehicle similar to what we've got, you know, the size and the capacity, I guess. Damn.
This is Dubbo. There's Dubby.
That's where we were just looking, Dubbo, around that area.
Day 1 on the road. We are... Where are we?
Just on the other side of the Blue Mountains, actually. It's taken us an hour and a half to get to this point, and we've got another 3.5 to go. What do we get?
Just bare necessities.
I'd pull a trailer with 2 dirt bikes and additional storage. No need for dirt bikes, I don't think. We don't want to cause like noise and shit in nature.
I mean, so far there's not a huge amount to go from, but
We'll keep you posted.
We've made it. Dubbo NRMA.
We love an NRMA. They're always the best.
They're so good. Do you know what's good about them is they're just easy. They're like pretty cheap. I think if you're a member, they're cheaper.
And they're consistent everywhere you go.
And they're clean.
Yeah.
Oof. And there's bugs. So this is the setup currently. We've literally just arrived, so nothing's unpacked in there. But we have put the awning out, put the table up so we can just continue doing some work. This is my favourite.
It's got a jack there. I wonder what they do for a crust. They have electric dirt bikes. No noise. That's actually a good point. Very good point. Very good point.
Favourite part of the awning. My mum got us this to start our travels. Everyone keeps telling me that there's a really great zoo here, but as a non-zoo liker, I'm not sure what else there is.
Anti-zooist.
As an anti-zooer.
They sound British.
I'm not
Yeah, I think these couple are from England. England is their city.
sure what else Dubbo's got for us, but we shall see.
They moved on from Dubbo pretty quick.
Good morning.
Yo.
Day 2. We set off about
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. What time is it now?
It's now 10:30.
So we set off about an hour and a half ago. We are just on one long straight road for
The Mitchell Highway, which is just a ridiculously long straight road. So Broken Hill's another 6 hours, so 7.5 hours total between Dubbo and Broken Hill.
So we're on here for a while. It started off slightly frustrating for me today. Definitely already can tell that work on the road, if you need to take calls or Zoom meetings, is just not possible. I think we're just both very keen to
No internet, huh?
get as much of this driving done as possible. I've woken up starving, so that's worked well. But we'll probably touch base with you when we are having lunch. Catch you on the next one.
5 minutes later.
Don't do that. I hate this YouTube shit.
We have just stopped in the Big Bogan.
Ningan.
We stopped for some snacks basically, so I got an oat flat white, Matt got a long black, and then I've also bought some oat slices, some Sakatars, Oreos,
Wow.
some salted caramel.
The camera's flipped. I wonder if they knew that was flipped. I wonder why he was driving on that side of the vehicle. It's not an imported vehicle, but the wheel's on the wrong side. You Americans wouldn't have noticed that, but that steering wheel's on the wrong side of the vehicle.
Chocolate. These are my favourite thing on this earth. They're Mission tortilla triangles, chili and lime. We also got some banana bread. Now that we have snacks, we're back.
Right.
I was such an old man. Way of stuff.
We made it to Broken Hill. 7.5 hours.
Some pretty long drive today.
Some pretty straight roads. What campsite are we in?
We are in
The G'day, isn't it? It's the
G'day.
It was on the correct side.
Campsite Broken Hill. It's right next to the cemetery.
This couple looks like they'd have some mean arguments, hey? Like, I could see them getting fired up together. I reckon they'd be yelling at each other. She's got the... I don't know, I'm not predicting, but I reckon she's fiery, this one.
Which it is. The cemetery is literally just over that fence.
You Aussies are freaks.
This is the grand tour. I mean, she ain't pretty, but the bathroom is pretty cool.
Oh, this is the best part.
Let's show the bathroom, shall we?
Oh, it just sprinkled on me.
It's a pretty nice bathroom. The campsite is, I mean, it's
See, with respect, with peace and love to these yahoos, Marty and I would probably be camping out near a waterhole. We wouldn't be going to these places very seldom. Maybe once every week or so, we might go in and do a clothes wash or something in a campsite like this.
It's the area. We ran into a guy at the petrol station that was wearing an eye patch, and we're here for 2 days.
She's fiery and he's quiet until pushed too far. Then he's like, look, bitch, enough. Yeah, I reckon, I hope they put the arguments in.
For a big old tour tomorrow.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
There's Silverton. They skipped Adelaide.
Right, update. What's the update?
We are in the middle of nowhere.
Let's just do a quick tour. I can't remember what the name of this road is, but it's a fucking long road between Broken Hill.
I feel like it begins with a B. There's something
And-
highway.
MD Wit. Hello.
So we stopped off for some food.
Hello, MD. How do you do?
The scenery is pretty generic, but it makes you feel so fucking small and so insignificant. It's brilliant. You're freezing, aren't you?
I am freezing.
Strange. Some fairly long stretches without fuel. We've done almost 1,500 Ks, 1,300 actually, and we've spent like $250 on fuel so far. It's getting pretty expensive out here on the fuel.
We always knew that was going to happen though.
Yeah. Top tip, travelling on this road, there is 4G all the way along it. So if you've got any work tasks to do and you're not driving, just knock them out on this trip.
4G there.
That's going to get back to his tofu sandwich.
Yeah, see you later.
Gotta go, Gibbs. See you later. No worries,
Rest time.
Dudsky. Take care, Dudsky. We're gonna get out of here after this video as well, I think. Do this in little pieces, little segments. Yeah, I'm glad we're making a start on getting a little itinerary together. I feel like we've learned a lot already, and we haven't even hit. Well, this is this furthest west we've gone to Port Augusta.
Action here, and Harrod's driving.
I knew you were going to say round side.
She's a lot more of an aggressive driver than I am of this old camper van. Been a long day of driving. A very long day of driving, actually. It's felt like it's gone on for a while.
See, this is what I want to avoid on our trip. I don't want to ever get to a point where it's like, man, it's been a long day's drive. Why do that? Like, go and pull over and find a nice mountain to sleep next to or something. Look in the distance. They got big hills and shit. Yeah, I don't want to be fanging around. Maximum drive I want to do is 400 Ks per day. Maximum. More than likely 250.
I think it's because it's quite monotonous.
I'm just going to jump in here. I don't feel like he's been entirely accurate. We didn't set off until 1:30 on this journey, and we're going to be arriving there.
John, back in the chat. A place I found interesting is the Broken Hill Dam near Silverton. Dam is on the hillside looking west into SA. It's just dead flat as far as you can see. I'm going to get a screenshot of that, John. Let me grab that screenshot. Let me do that. In Silverton, I'll put this in the Silverton part. I literally screenshotted, copied and pasted your comment. So it's got in my stickies note, John Foster. It even puts your little, dude, that's funny. It even took your avatar. John Foster, a place I found interesting is the Broken Hill Dam near Silverton. Dam is on the hillside looking west into the SA. It's just dead flat as far as you can see. Cool. Taken it, screenshotted it, loved it, nabbed it, grabbed it. Put it up here as well as there. 8 weeks allows a lot of time to take it slow. And exactly, right? No need to rush. People tend to push vacations too much, rush around. That's why we're getting a map and we're going to plot it out. That's why we want to do that. I've ordered the map. Should be here this week.
Like 6:45. So it's not actually been that much driving today.
It just felt like a long day. It feels like a long drive. Daphne, the camper van, got a strip search at the South Australian border. We actually had to stop. There was a proper check, look in all the boxes. A little bit nerve-wracking because you always think that you've got some like drugs on board that they're going to spot or something like that.
That's me in every airport I've ever been to.
Righto, see you later.
Matthew Flinders Red Cliff Lookout. Oh, that's cool.
Okay, breakfast in Port Augusta. Coffee was a success. Food, not so much.
It's done the trick though.
It has.
One thing Matt's noticed, especially since being in Port Augusta, is that everyone's wearing masks. Like a lot more people are wearing masks here. Obviously, at time of recording, when we left Sydney, it was pretty much mask free. Whereas here, there seems to be a lot more people.
When's this? When did this go up? A year ago. Okay, so still on the edge of COVID.
It's the first place we've come across on the journey that like a lot of people are still wearing masks. So
on to Lake Hart now, which
I'm excited for this.
On the journey to Coober PD.
So just out of curiosity, up where they are, approximately somewhere near where they are, is where we went with Tracer to photograph the album artwork for their debut album Spaces in Between. That was on that road going up where they are. Probably not quite that far, but not far north of Port Augusta was where we did it. Maybe an hour north, Port Augusta. They're a bit further than that though. These are the Salt Lakes. I'm gonna stop that and put that in my tab. Lake Hart. Richard Hart? Lake Hart. Where's my tab note here? Lake Hart. Salt Lake. Yeah, cool. That's worth stopping at for shizzle. Tracer? Never heard of him.
Morning campers.
This is us now. We are in Coober PD.
We made it when we got here around, was it 7 o'clock, 6:30 last night?
Yeah.
We've got our fly nets on here.
Just to put it into perspective as well, we have huge fly nets around us. They've got in through that.
So it's quite warm.
Apparently 27 degrees and it's about 11 a.m.
What's this campsite called?
It's a big four. It's the Stewart Range out back.
It's nice. It's really nice. The facilities are good.
We're going to go have a wander, make sure we've got sun cream on because there is just no shelter here whatsoever.
We're set.
Go exploring.
Opals are lovely. My favourite stone. Ah. Yeah, I feel like
a lot of flies here.
I feel like there's a lot of flies. I feel like these guys have sort of, maybe they're on a time constraint, you know, but they're fanging it across, and they've gone from Sydney out the Blue Mountains out through Dubbo, and they've missed all the stuff that we've already seen just from browsing the internet, you know, like, but they might not have had the time, so fair enough. Hello. That's pretty rad. That's cool. White opals, yeah. What an awful song this is.
So we've arrived in Kilgara, which is our final stop before we reach Uluru.
No, the place that we're staying right now.
Before they reach Uluru, they're already there?
Kilgara Hotel.
That's pretty much the only place you can stay in Kilgara, to be honest, but it's very nice.
And there's showers and there's
GoVan will be better equipped than this. Do you know what? When they put the side parts up to their awning, I was thinking maybe we need to do that for ours. Get side mounts for that awning. Could be worthwhile if it starts hammering down with rain.
There's a pub here, there's a pub here, hub here, hub here.
3, 2, 1. Okay, they're good. Hillside cloudy apple.
There are bras all over the ceiling. I don't think
Side awning would be good, yeah.
I'm really going to bring much to the table on that one.
Do you know what? Let's just check that out, because what I've got is a Sunseeker awning. This is literally what I own. Roof rack Sunseeker Rhino from Rhino Racks. What does mine look like? Yeah, this guy here. Sunseeker awning. Does that allow for side mounts? Spare parts fit with Zwift lock. Sunseeker awning sidewall. There you are. It's one sidewall. Provide extra cover to your Sunseeker awning with the Sunseeker awning sidewall. Can you add 2 to it though? Wait. No, that it has that. It has that already. It already has that. We didn't put it up though. It does have that. It has a sidewall. It definitely has that. Where are we here? Here.
Blind. We're just going to stay here for one drink and go home and cook some pasta.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Everybody that makes YouTube content should be banned from doing that. Casey Neistat, you've got a lot to blame.
Up with a very sore head this morning.
You did. Yeah, I
love how you do your research. Hell yeah. Got to do that research, man. Thank you, Dale.
Awesome night's sleep. Honestly, last night was my favourite night so far.
We had a great time.
We did fireball shots, we did tequila shots, we did...
an equivalent of Cafe Patron. It's
Cafe,
a coffee liquor called Mr. Black.
Mr. Black shots. It was just a really fun night.
We've made it. We are officially in Uluru.
Or the controversially named as Rock.
So they did that in 8 days, but you saw most of it was just driving and stopping for a brief. There's no way I want to do it like that. I'm going to cruise, you know. We want to see shit and explore.
Resort. So yeah, it's fucking hot here. We went for a dip in the pool.
We did, which was really nice.
And Herod has treated us to a barbecue. There's barbecue and like wine as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always alcohol involved.
at the Rocks. This is a pretty nice place around here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice. The people at the reception are, again, just super friendly.
The resort is huge. This resort is
crazy.
huge. We're obviously in the camper van area, but the rest of it, like,
And there
we
are
got lost in it.
And there are, there's apartments.
I reckon out there at the Rock it'll be difficult just to camp out. You'll have to go and stay somewhere for sure.
There's cabins.
Too touristy.
There's powered sites. There's glamping sites. There's
It's literally one of the biggest tourist attractions in this country. You won't be able to just pull up and camp. You'll be like, no, you've got to go and stay somewhere.
Nice. But yeah, the journey here...
Although we got Captain Luce giving us the heads up of where to go. He might be like, dude, I know you got a 4-wheel drive off-road, let's go.
It was 3.5
I like his
hours
shirt.
from
Hers is
Phuket.
nice as well. I mean, she's an attractive woman. I don't think he's that attractive, but she's certainly an attractive woman. That might not be the best freeze frame I've chosen right there, but...
It was a very quick drive today, it felt like.
It was a quick... I've got to be honest, actually. They don't...
I hate it when people say that.
It felt like.
It was a quick... I've got to be honest, actually.
I've got to be honest, actually. Oh, so that means every other thing you've said is dishonest, and all of a sudden now you're being honest? Why do you say that?
It was a very quick drive today, it felt like.
It was a quick... I've got to be honest, actually.
It's almost like he's saying, I got to be honest, and it's very strange for me to be honest. I've been fucking lying to you the whole time, and now I'm going to choose to be honest.
It felt like.
It was a quick... I've got to be honest, actually. They don't feel like quick drives because there's...
A pet peeve of mine too. Yeah, kudos. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
You pack some good conversation.
Now for the last evening of 29.
Yeah. Exactly.
Big 3-0 tomorrow morning, and tomorrow morning we'll definitely take you along. But we are doing the sunrise walk around the rock.
Right. Cool.
That's our check-in.
See you later.
Sorry. It's alright.
That looks cool. Dinner at the rock.
The rock is actually right behind me.
That's unfortunate. Her name's Karen. Whoopsie!
No.
It's up on this side, not on the north side.
So you can see our group there.
The Olgas, that looks rad. Not a bad way to spend your 30th birthday. That's what she said, right? Your last day of your 29.
We are at the Olgas, or the Katajuta, which is an amazing place. We're currently at the gorge, so we thought we would give you a quick summary of our stay in Uluru.
The campground was pretty great, to be honest. The only place you can really stay in Uluru is Yalara, which is the sort of purpose-built town here. The campsite itself was pretty basic, I would say.
Expensive too.
Yeah, so for 2 nights it was like $108. I thought there was going to be more of a restriction on water because some of the other places we've stayed in have had sort of timers on the showers and things, but they didn't have that here.
So officially the most expensive place for fuel here as well. $2.70 per litre here.
You can see that we've been donning our favourite accessory of the Uluru trip, which is these beautiful fly hats, because here, especially in Katajuda, is
there's so many flies.
So many flies.
This was our main target, and it's been absolutely incredible. Well worth the 2,700 kilometres to get here from Sydney. We're going to Alice Springs today, which is 4.5 hour drive from here.
Touch base with you there.
See you later. What's the update?
Daphne died. Our car has died.
What are we doing?
We are currently at AutoFit 88 in Alice Springs, who luckily have an alternator that fits Daphne, and
they blew their alternator. I know what that is. I know how to fix it too.
Hopefully they're going to get that sorted in the next couple of hours.
Called NRMA. They sent a company called Outback Australia. Had a guy come out within 30 minutes and basically said the alternators shit.
Is Alice Springs a hot springs area? No, I don't believe there's hot springs out there, but there is water from the land. Bore water comes up in places.
And it's misfiring now, and now between then and say it's been about an hour and a half to get to this point here, we're now getting an alternator.
Fingers crossed!
Today has been a roller coaster of emotions, mainly positive ones in comparison to yesterday.
Today's been a good day.
That has been a good day. So what do we do today? So we did Ellery Creek. It's basically gorges and creeks along a singular road that you kind of stop off depending on how far you want to travel.
That looks
Ellery
rad.
Creek was incredible. Not allowed to use drones. Found out the hard way.
However, here's some footage of it from the drone.
We did. We got a little bit of footage, yeah. So here it is. We went for a swim there.
Ellery Creek. I'm putting that in my freaking list of things to see. Let me just go back a smidgen. Where are we? Ellery Creek. Ellery Creek Big Hole. Definitely going to check that out. Ellery Creek. Ellery Creek Big Hole. Fill the hole. Repair the hole. She's cute. No titties.
Along a singular road that you kind of stop off depending on how far you want to travel. The Ellery Creek was incredible. Not allowed to use drones. Found out the hard way.
However,
you're not allowed to use drones nearly everywhere.
We got a little bit of footage, yeah, so here it is. We went for a swim there. You could kind of swim through the gap between the gorge, essentially, and go to the other side, which was pretty cool.
It was.
Funnily enough,
it
speaking of swimming holes, I just pulled these out to put in GoVan because I'd forgotten, you know, all my full face snorkel masks of all the reviews I did over the years. I kept this guy. This was a really good one. That's going in the van, probably for Marty's use. And then I've still got the power breather from Armio, which I still use. This guy is awesome. That's definitely coming with for any water hole that we come across. And I've got a second Armio power breather as well. Why all the drone restrictions? Yeah, people get funky about drones, don't they? They don't. Yeah, they just don't want you to use them. It's a bit stupid.
a nice change from sort of just like dry heat all the time. Like
probably do a picnic there, to be honest. I think had we been a little bit more prepared for today, we probably would have done a little bit of a picnic there.
So then we went on to Ormiston Gorge.
Ormiston.
Ellery Creek is about an hour from Alice Springs through the West McDonnell Ranges.
Ormiston Gorge, dude. Yeah, all these places. Definitely Ormiston Gorge. Ormiston Gorge. Definitely. Play.
On to Ormiston Gorge.
Ormiston.
Ellery Creek is about
Fucking, that looks lovely, doesn't it,
an
Dale?
hour from Alice Springs through the West McDonnell Ranges. Ormiston is probably another half hour further in from Ellery.
Yeah, about 40k away from Ellery on down the same road.
I actually wish we'd have got there like earlier. You could spend the whole day at Ormiston Gorge, I would say.
It's epic. It's just
like
huge.
a beach.
Yeah, it's huge.
But surrounded by mountains.
And we kind
That's
of just sat on a
insane.
little beachy area. So this was all made possible because the start of the day we got Daphne fixed. So yesterday was a fucking shit day.
Yes.
Just because we spent most of it trying to run around and get everyone to help fix the car. So we got that fixed today in the morning.
Because it is we've got new neighbours that are excited. We're actually, so the Discovery Park campsite that we're staying on is across the road from Alice Springs Brewery. So we decided to go there
Stroke
for
of
some
luck.
pizza and some beers tonight. So still on schedule, still smiling.
Righto, see you later folks. Fuel updates with Matt McDonald. This has by far been the cheapest fuel stop. $2 a litre at the United fuel stop in Alice Springs, as well as a pie face and all the vegan pastries.
It's
So
basically our favourite place now.
it's been the best stop so far on this journey.
Is that all you have for the people?
That is all I have for the people.
Back down south now.
This is our second stop in Coober Pedy on the way back down, and this is where we're staying. It's insane.
We've already seen Coober Pedy, so I'm going to leave those yahoos there. But what I will do, I'll give you the link in the Chisel chat if you want to go and follow their channel. They are called Matt and Anghard. Matt and Anghard. Let me just check their channel and see if they're still traveling. Matt and Anghard, What to Do on the Sunshine Coast a year ago. So they've only got 4 videos, so they're obviously not that... here's their channel. They're not that consistent on the Tubes of You. They got 4 videos. We watched the first video. That was their first upload. So they've done 4 other videos, but the last time was a year ago. So they're obviously not following up on their YouTube mission, I guess. But good to see. Good to see. Adding to my list of things that we're going to go and see, we're going to stop at. But that's where we're at today. That's where we're going to wrap this up. Yeah, and we'll keep looking, you know, we'll keep filling out this. Once I've got the map and we start plotting our course on the map and putting times and fuel distances and stuff, we'll get a bit more of a feel for what we're doing. And I'll start pulling together footage to make a pitch video for these businesses that I'm going to approach. And we'll talk again soon when Marty comes down, because Marty's coming down in a couple of weeks to actually nut this out even a bit more fluidly, I guess. But Dale, thanks for your comments. MD Witt, thanks for swinging by. Dougski for being here as well. John Foster, thanks for swinging in. I appreciate your comments. I did take your comments to heart. We've added them to the list. And appreciate you all. I'm going to get out of here now, so you guys do yourselves a flavor. Enjoy your Saturdays. Enjoy your Sundays tomorrow. Have fun. See you next time. Cheers. It's empty.